This is Jimi Hendrix, and this is episode 27. Leadership Concepts with Terri Seville Foy on Empower 360. Hi, I'm Jimi Hendrix. I am a motivational speaker. I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Success and Thrive Coach. I wish to help those that desire more, that desire a better and extraordinary life. I also hope to give you these spiritual and temporal tips to help you overcome the adversities of everyday life. Okay, guys, kind of setting the stage here. The next episode after this, you're going to be hearing on what's known as probably a key element of the diamond mindset with Bishop Dave. And the last time we talked about leadership was in episode 62, right? We've talked about work control, which is another word for saying business mastery. We've talked about energetic living. We've talked about the self-employed, employed. We've talked about from a setback to a setup to comeback. And so, when it comes to the diamond mindset and leadership, when it comes to the diamond mindset aspect of leadership, well, I have to say, inquiring minds want to know, right? I want to know. Now, no, that sounds like an old 80s commercial for the National Enquirer. It's something I used to read in my early days in college, to the consternation of my friend Brad. And I was finally gently warned off of it by my friend Jim Bob. One good thing I think Jim Bob did for me, weaned me off of celebrity gossip. But I digress. We are in the leadership haven here. Now, before I go to Terri Seville Foy, I have to say, I enjoyed doing the last episode of the Diamond Mindset about sit back to set up the comeback. But now we need to hear from somebody that's a great. Well, I'm glad I did that before going to Terri Seville Foy and turning off the music here, folks. I apologize. Apologize for the faux pas. But in the way this all builds together, you remember episode 9? Episode 10 rather, when I talked about provident living? Leadership is a part of provident living. And so now, without any further ado, Terri Seville Foy.
Hey, I'm Terri Seville Foy, your cheerleader of dreams. Hey, if you've never subscribed to this podcast, just to talk about what great leaders really do. What great leaders really do. You know, years ago, John Maxwell was teaching a leadership seminar, and he agreed to do a Q&A at the end. Well, apparently this young guy with an MBA who was just kind of observing everything about the conference, he's just admiring John Maxwell. Well, think about it. There were 2,000 people in attendance, and they paid $2,000 each. In fact, let me grab my pocket calculator and do some math here. 2,000 times 2,000 is $4 million. So this kid is admiring all this, and he stood up and he just said, John Maxwell, I want to do what you do. Maxwell said, what do you think I do? The kid said, well, you write all these best-selling books, you speak at conferences, you impact lives. And then Maxwell said, young man, it's not a matter of doing what I do. He said, the important thing is, do you want to do what I did so you can do what I do? In other words, do we want to pay the price in order to have that kind of life? See, the point is, you can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. That's painful, isn't it? Another kid who was there said, John, I love your leadership principles. He said, I wish I had somebody to lead. I wish I had a team or a company or a department to lead. He said, where should I start? And Maxwell said, good question. Start with you. Start with you. In other words, if you wouldn't follow yourself, why should anyone else follow you? In fact, I've read where 44% of the wealthiest people wake up 3 hours before they go to work, and only 3% of poor people do that. Well, the point is, before you can lead anyone else, you must learn to lead yourself. In other words, start developing the leadership qualities in you that you want to teach somebody else. Have the leadership values in you that you want to impart in someone else. In fact, for me, a good way to think about this is just imagine a teenager saying, I want to learn to be successful. Can I just shadow you for the next 5 days and just kind of watch your habits? What would they see? And you might be groaning a little bit, but what would they observe about your daily life, your routine, your rituals, your habits that would motivate them to want to be like you? I mean, really think about it. You may have heard stories how after I graduated from college, I worked 11 years and did not grow myself at all. 11 years. I would wake up, I would sleep to the last minute to get dressed, run out the door and go to work. I would go to work, just barely on time. I'd listen to music on the way to work. I did the same thing on the way home. I'd come home, turn on the TV all evening, get intrigued in other people's lives, basically watching them live their dreams, until time to go to bed and then do it again the next day. Well, now it makes sense to me why in 2002, when my life was completely falling apart, I didn't have any vision for my life, the Lord said to me in my prayer time, I'm learning to listen, to journal my time with the Lord, and I heard this phrase just come up in my spirit. The Lord said, don't be average and your life won't be average. Emphasis on the understood you. You don't be average and your life won't be average.
Now, I'm going to level with you about something. I discovered Terri Seville Foy on YouTube back in December of 2017. I was kind of at a low point myself. I was having health problems. And I was very miffed, okay? I want to say it in a mild way. I was very miffed that I wasn't at the level of success that I felt like I needed to be. And, I don't know, it was around Christmas time. And I gotta say, it was the idea of provident living that got me to watch her. And I remember when I broke my leg in January of 2018. And I was laid up in the, we're going to go ahead and give it the Carmen Square Rehab, okay? I'm not going to give it the real name. When I was laid up in Carmen Square Rehab, and I felt like I was at my lowest, I would go up to YouTube, I would pop in a Terri Seville Foy video, and it was like I was encouraged. It was like a ray of hope. Between her and I had friends from church that would bring in snacks and give me encouragement, Hey Jimmy, listen to me. We want to give you a little advice. Don't despair. Okay, you are gonna. I know it seems scary, but you are gonna walk again. Because I'll be honest with you, I was scared. I never thought I would be in a position where I was going to have to try to walk again. Before breaking my leg, I never broke a bone in my body. But I'll tell you something. This fine woman, this fine thought leader from God, gave me encouragement during what was known as a dark time. And yes, eventually, in late March 2018, I did walk again. You talk about exhilarating. And you're probably thinking, well, Jimmy, why are you mentioning all this stuff in your personal life about leadership? How about this? Terri Seville Foy said it clear. If you want to be a good leader, you need to start with leading yourself. You need to start with leading yourself. And so you're probably thinking, start leading yourself, Jimmy, what in the world? Come on, guys. It goes as far back as episode 10. Provident living. You know, the principles of self-reliance and work and you know, the laws of the kingdom governing money, which is not going into debt. I'll be honest with you, I'm looking around in my personal life, and I listen to the family. Sometimes the family talk about finances, and I gotta be honest with you, sometimes when I hear them talk the way they do about credit, I'll be honest with you, I just want to cringe. I just want to cringe, and I used to not be this way. But you know how it is. Terri Seville Foy was talking about, you know, ghosting around people and having the success. At the following Bishop days, I realized that debt, that she's got a lot of money, debt is not a good thing to try for. I certainly hope that you've enjoyed listening to Empower 360. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and become a part of the Empower 360 community. Also leave comments on YouTube or Spreaker. We'd love to hear from you. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, do with us, don't so you can be with us, won't. Do with us, don't so you can have with us, can't. Choose, act, and pursue happiness. And by all means, have a blessed day.